In less than 12 days away, Jackson State versus South Carolina State in the SWAC MEAC Challenge is going to take place here in Atlanta, Georgia. And there has been a few changes on both sides as far as the Jackson State athletes that were in the Celebration Bowl back in 2021, as well as the South Carolina State Bulldog players as well. But one thing I'm wondering is, how is things going to play out? Especially for one player that played in the Celebration Bowl in 2021, that's going to play in this game and within the next couple of weeks. We're going to talk about him right after this. You know, it's your favorite coach back at it again. 10 toes down, about to tell you how it all went down. This is Tomorrow Leader Sports Network with your host, Coach Walker. If you're new to the channel, please like, share, subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you can get all upcoming videos. For all my leaders out there, welcome back. Y'all know the drill. Y'all know the routine. If you haven't done so already, please like, comment, and share these videos. And tap in the friend to tell them to come on in. It's nothing but positive vibes. We're just having a good time talking about HBCU sports. And don't forget, you can follow us on all social media platforms. The links are listed down below in the description. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and jump on in this thing. But I know many of you out there have been wondering, where in the heck have Coach been? And I got to say, man, with a heavy heart, I want to say I appreciate all of you out there that reached out to me, that continues to keep sending my family prayers. I thank you. There's a lot going on right now. Coach is just trying to keep his head as far as what everything is happening and just stay focused and just do the things that I need to do that, you know, would be very much required from me, from my dad. But I'm not gonna get into all of that because I like I said, I ended up going into pieces. And they ain't said what we're gonna do right now. We're gonna continue to keep going on with this thing. But like I said, I appreciate all of you that reached out to me. And Coach is gonna continue to keep trying to get this content to you. But we're gonna talk about these Bulldogs from South Carolina State, because when the Bulldogs won the Celebration Bowl in 2021, many of the Bulldog faithful just knew they was gonna come back. They was gonna repeat again in 2022. But you know what? In order for you to get back to that championship, that Celebration Bowl championship, there's some key ingredients that must take place. And the biggest key ingredient is you got to make sure that all of your athletes, all of your ballers, all of your players out there, everybody remains healthy. And in this instance, there's a few athletes on the team that did not live up to that being healthy as far as with playing the whole season. Not only that, but you got to remember, South Carolina State lost some athletes that was on that 2021 team. Due to either A, they transferred out, B, they had no more eligibility, or, you know, they just decided, you know, hey, they wasn't living up to the expectations that Coach Buddy Pough, head Coach Buddy Pough, had for them. And you know what he did? He put you on the bench because, you know, Coach Buddy Pough, he going to keep coaching you up until you get everything together to go out there and be an instant impact for the team. And like I said, with the athletes that didn't have any eligibility, and you had the one young man that transferred out of the program. Remember, you had Shaq Davis, who ended up leaving due to no more eligibility. B.J. Davis was no longer there. He transferred out to East Carolina University. With all of the injuries and athletes having no more eligibility or transfer out of the program, the Bulldogs look to see what quarterback Corey Fields is going to come into the 2023 season to do against that team that he beat in the Celebration Bowl in 2021. I mean, the stats, you know, like I said, when you look at the stats of what Corey Fields did in that Celebration Bowl against Jackson State, they might not jump out to you. I mean, heck, he threw the ball times, completed 12 for 166 yards. He had 4 touchdown passes and 1 interception. And I believe he was sacked 2 times in that game. But coming off of a shoulder injury in 2022, Fields is definitely looking to get out there and get a little bit of redemption as far as the season that he lost, to make sure he's able to position himself to show these professional recruiters that he can get out there and play on a professional level. So you already know he's going to come out there as the elder statesman to make sure he solidify himself for scouts to see that, hey, this young man can come play on that next level and showcase his talents, kind of like what Jacoby Durant is doing right now out there in L.A. for the Rams. So you got to understand, these young men are thinking ahead in the game to make sure that they position themselves accordingly to get to where they're trying to go. Now, last season, Corey Fields only played in 5 games, throwing the ball 93 times, completing 41 for 511 yards, 6 touchdowns, and he had 5 interceptions. Now, Coach Pough has the utmost confidence in this young man to run the offense this upcoming season. I ran across this article online where it's talking about South Carolina State has a grown-up in charge in hopeful bounce back season by HBCU Sports. Coach Buddy Pough is looking to see what Corey Fields can do out there on the field this upcoming season, be it that he is, as I stated before, the elder statesman of the South Carolina State Bulldogs football team, be it that he is a grad student that's coming into the program. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, let me look at my notes here right quick. They do have a couple of younger quarterbacks on the team, and Andre Washington, Marcus Freeman, and Franklin II, in which I believe, and they have one other young man that I may have forgotten. That's, the quarterbacks that's on the team. So you already know right now, in Corey Fields, Coach Buddy Pough trusts to make sure he gets out there and do the things that he needs to do this upcoming season. I looked at the stats for the South Carolina State offense last season. They averaged 3.1 yards per carry. So definitely remember back when Corey Fields was, running that RPO, and which defenses had to account for him, you couldn't get overly aggressive as far as, just shooting the gaps, thinking that you're going to get back there to this young man in the backfield to try and stop him. Somehow, some way, he was able to go ahead and freeze those linebackers, having them guessing whether or not if he's going to keep the ball or if he was going to run. And if by chance they have those receivers out there on the field that can spread the Jack State defense out, then guess what? Corey Fields is going to be looking to take those lanes that's available to him, pull that ball down, and take off up the field to get the yards needed to continue to keep moving the ball. Now, on the other side of the coin, when you looked at the defense from last season, in which they allowed 5.4 yards per carry. I mean, you got to remember, you had Jablonski Green, who was injured as well, who was not able to get out there on the field. And you had a couple of other athletes did not play because they too were injured as well. So there's a lot that's coming back with the South Carolina State defense, as well as the offense, looking to make sure that they have everything intact for them to get out there and possibly win this game against Jack State this upcoming season. But the thing is, as I stated, we already can anticipate that we're going to see changes as far as the personnel on both sides of the ball. And when it comes to a head coach, making sure he has that right signal caller out there, head coach Buddy Pough is going to make sure he has his guy. And you already know he's not going to blow no smoke. He's going to tell it to you just the way that it is. And him having the confidence in Corey Fields to get out there and do his thing out there on the field against Jack State in the first game of the season lets me know that there was something in that spring game that he saw from Corey Fields to say, hey, listen, this is our guy. This is the guy that's going to lead us in the battle to make sure that we're able to do everything that we need to do to be competitive in this game. And trust me, you already know Coach Buddy Pough going to have those young men coached up with that South Carolina State that South Carolina State offensive staff is going to make sure all of those position players are ready to get out there and do their job. Everyone is going to stay within the system, making sure that they follow the script as far as the South Carolina State Bulldogs way of playing football. Head coach Buddy Pough saw Corey Fields link up with wide receiver Brown Smith, showing that they got chemistry out there on the field, in which I believe the article stated that Corey Fields threw 2 touchdown passes to Brown Smith in the spring game. So you already know Coach Buddy Pough is looking to make sure he's able to bottle up what he saw in that spring game and in the spring practice, preparation coming into the fall, coming into this fall camp. Now, like I said, the game is 11 days, 11 days away, making sure that Corey Fields has all of that bottled up as far as everything that he did in the spring and in this summer camp, making sure he's ready to get out there and play ball when they get here to Atlanta in a couple of weeks to showcase exactly what he's able to do out there on the field. Y'all already know this is going to be one fabulous game that we're going to look to see between both of these teams. You're going to hear me talk about both squads, in the coming days, coming weeks, as far as everything that's going on leading up to the game itself. But I want to ask you guys this question. For all of the Bulldog fans out there, as well as the Jack State fans, how do you guys see this game going? Leave your comments below and let me know. Do you see Corey Fields bouncing back this upcoming season to lead the Bulldogs onto possibly another representation for the MEAC in the Celebration Bowl? Leave your preseason predictions down below and let Coach know what you think about what's going to go on here, because I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be some fireworks over there in the MEAC, because you already know Coach Trey Oliver over there at North Carolina Central, he's going to definitely be looking to make sure that he has that North Carolina Central team prepped and ready to go ahead and make another run. But I'm going to tell you right now, y'all better watch out for Morgan State, because trust and believe, those coaches over there is going to have those young men ready as well. So this is going to be something to watch this upcoming season, and definitely wonder how everybody, is thinking that, things are going to go from a standpoint of this first game, right? This first game is going to kick off in the SWAC MEAC Challenge. I think it's going to be a tough game for both sides, because everybody's going to be getting acclimated as far as in-game preparation, just how things are going to go. I think this is going to come down to the coaching staff, making sure that each team is ready to move in a different direction when need be. But hey, leave me your comments below and let me know, what do you think the South Carolina State Bulldogs is going to do in this game, and how well do you think Corey Fields is going to represent for his team, lead them into this game? But guys, Coach going to go ahead and get on up out this thing. But until next time, be the one and lead.